Tiffany here with Cards Crafty Creations. Today's project is for Pajama Crafter stamps, and we are going to be creating something in celebration of Chip Week. And I'm sure we can all get behind and agree that we all love chips, all kinds of chips, potato chips and kettle chips and Doritos and Cheetos and all the chips. So I was tasked with creating something using the Chip Chip Hooray stamp and or the Happy Camper stamp, because the bear in the Happy Camper stamp is eating chips, which I thought that was a fun little thing to play with. And so I actually decided to do both sets, and my original thought was that I was going to have the bear holding the chips dress up like a potato chip for Halloween, and that was my original design, and that's about as far as it went because I didn't know what to do with it from there, and I had already started coloring him and the chip, and I just couldn't see how else to bring it together. But maybe when I'm closer to the Halloween season, my Halloween creativity will come back to life and I can come up with something to dress the bear up as there. But anyway, so I started to really kind of think of how can I set this scene up now that I've already put all of my thought process into the bear. And so I thought, well, why don't we have him at a campsite? Clearly the stamp is for a campsite. So I thought I would do that and I'm gonna make a card. And I actually stamped the tint on some pattern paper. It's from one of the paper packs through Pajama Crafter Stamp. It has like the footballs and the star paper and all that. And so I thought I'm going to use the green. It's like kind of a, it looks kind of reminds me of a tie-dye green, because it, you know, remember those pop-up tints? They were green when we were growing up. So I stamped it on there, and then I stamped some of the trees, and then I stamped another bear and another bag of chips. And my thought was that these bears are just sitting around the campsite, not a campfire. I know I'm missing the campfire. I stamped the campfire, but I didn't color the campfire. So we'll just pretend that they're camping in California, because you can't have a campfire in California, last I checked. So there's no campfire, but they are hanging out at the campsite under the stars. And the one bear is wearing a potato chip blanket and eating chips, and then the other bear is just going to have a bag of chips on the end of his marshmallow stick. I know that doesn't make any sense, but that's okay, because that's where it went. Sometimes when you are creating, your project doesn't go exactly according to plan. It's always great when it does go according to plan and comes out just how you liked it or envisioned it. But this one was kind of in the works at all time. I still think it came out really cute though. I am still happy with it, even though it's a very quirky card. It doesn't make a great deal of sense, but neither does these bears eating potato chips. It's all about using your imagination and your creativity to make something just completely out of the ordinary that could start a conversation. Somebody could really enjoy this card if they really like potato chips or any chips, or even if they just like camping. So it was kind of a work in progress. I did have the vision of the bear with the potato chip. It was supposed to be his costume, but then I couldn't come up with the Halloween motif. So it just became a blanket, kind of like how you can, I mean, they have them now. You can get a pizza blanket or a burrito blanket or all kinds of different food type blankets. So why not a potato chip one? So that is why he has the potato chip from Chip Hooray stamp set wrapped around him. So I wanted to kind of create the scene, and I used the same paper. This is just it's a grass paper that is in the same paper pack, and I just kind of create a scene. Yes, I don't apparently know how to draw a perfect rounded ground, but that's all part of the charm of winging it and watching things just come together. So yeah, I colored the bears with Copic markers, and then I used my normal fine liner color markers and a white gel pen to add the accents, and did some stippling, and now I'm just kind of putting the card together. So there's not really too much to putting the card together, just creating the scene and getting everything in its place. I wanted this to be in a oval and then kind of escaping the oval to go onto the outside of the card as well. And then to cover up all of our, you know, ugly mistakes of piecing all these pieces of paper together, on the inside of the card, I did adhere a white panel so you don't see the back side of the pattern paper. And then this is Seeger. He is here visiting us. He hasn't been in the videos lately, so I had to accept his presence and allow him to craft with me for just a few minutes. So, but he will move on here shortly. But I'm just going to adhere the panel to the back side of that oval. And as I was saying, I didn't want to leave the back side of the paper exposed for whoever opens the card, so I just put a white panel on the other side just to cover that up so it doesn't, that looks uninviting of a card if you opened it and saw that. But so I'm just going to cover that up, and then I'm going to use a bunch of different layers of foam to raise up all of our characters in this scene: the trees, the tent, the bears, the chips, all of it. But I did have a fun time watching it come together. Like I said, it was not my original vision. I actually didn't even have an original vision. I had one element of a vision, and then I had to really embrace my creativity and see how far I could stretch it to get this to all come together. But in the end, I think it is still a very fun card. So I'm just gonna let you guys finish watching me put this thing together, watch it all come. Oh, I did want to put a sentiment on here, and so I got one from that stamp set, and then I did use another stamp set. It's like the kind of like the breast cancer awareness ribbon. I think you can use the ribbon for many things, but I pulled the stars from that one because I wanted to stamp some stars. Remember, I want to pull the scene out of the oval and into the rest of the card. So I do use that later on in the video. But anyway, head on over to Pajama Crafter Stamp and check out all of the fun things that they have to create with, all the fun stamp sets and the paper packs and their rhinestones and gems and all the good stuff. And then check out our other YouTube videos. As I said, this is a Chip Week celebration, so everyone on the design team is going to be putting out their celebration of chips and their creation. So go over there and on Instagram and Facebook and all of those places and check out the other creators and what they came up with in this themed week of chips. All right, I hope you all had a good time watching this. Oh, and finish watching it, of course. And if you did, please like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.